In case you missed it, recently Sigma put out 3 new lenses. Today we are talking about the 35mm f1.2. But before I do get into my thoughts on this lens, I do want to give the disclaimer, of course, that Sigma did send me this lens, but I'm not getting paid and I get to say whatever I want. And so let's dive right in talking about what I think about this lens, starting first with the overall image performance. Now, I actually use the 35mm f1.2 Mark I. I'm actually filming on it right now. I typically use this for my YouTube lens. It doesn't get much use beyond that. And so I was really interested in this lens coming from the Mark I. And I will say, for the most part, I probably am going to upgrade eventually to the Mark II for a couple of reasons that we'll talk about. But I am going to give you some side-by-side comparison of the Mark I versus the Mark II. So right now we're on the Mark I, and so this is what the Mark I looks like. Now I do have a Black Pro Mist 1/4 strength on this lens, and so I'm going to switch now over to the Mark II so you can see what that looks like. Okay, so now we're on the 35mm f1.2 Mark II. Is there a huge difference? Is one cooler, one warmer? Is there just characteristics from one lens to another? So let me know. Now, I do also own the 50mm f1.2, which in my briefing, Sigma kind of wanted these to be more similar to each other as far as the build and things like that. Now, I do have speculation that the new Cinema Primes are technically these lenses rehoused. I have been told it's not the case, but I'm just saying. Coincidentally enough, they come out with a brand new 35mm f1.2 right after the Cine line. Conspiracy. I am wearing Christmas pajamas, by the way. Don't ask. But with that said, the overall image performance of the 35mm f1.2, it should come as no surprise. This is a Pro Series lens from Sigma. You do have really good subject isolation and background separation with the f1.2. You can also let in a ton of light. Now, on top of that, you are going to have really good control of chromatic aberration, as well as limited focus breathing. And then on top of that, it should come as no surprise, this lens is going to be plenty sharp. So with that, let's talk about the construction of this lens. This is going to honestly be almost identical to the 50mm f1.2. You're going to have a variety of buttons and switches. You're going to have a focus ring, an aperture ring. The aperture ring is going to be a little bit slimmer than the Mark I, and it's going to be a little bit more stout than the Mark I. Now, as far as your buttons and switches, you're going to have a manual focus and autofocus switch, a focus hold button, as well as the option to click or declick the aperture ring. Now, with that said, who would I recommend this lens to? And honestly, if you are someone that's looking for an amazing kind of a little bit wider than a 50mm, but you want that fast aperture for good subject isolation or low light performance, or if you have the Mark I and you're considering upgrading just to kind of downsize a little bit, then again, those are people that I would recommend to check out the new 35mm f1.2 Mark II from Sigma. And so that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do have any questions about this lens, let me know in the comments below or reach out to me on Instagram and we can start a conversation there. If you do use L-mount cameras, consider subscribing. We talk about L-mount cameras here all the time. As always, thank you all for joining. Go and find your journey. Go embrace life. Peace.
What is happening?
Oh.
Okay. All right, you can do that. Yep. This is content.